Hey guys, Milo here. So I am actually on location at my favorite coffee shop right now. It's called Mudleaf Coffee, and I'm using this mic to record my audio because I'm trying not to disturb other people around me because I am in public. And also it's, trying not to sound like a lunatic talking to a camera well, I am a lunatic talking to a camera, so I guess that's not really gonna help. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today, aside from change my locale and, it's more daylight than normal, because normally I'll record stuff at midnight, or later, or way later. Anyway, so today I'm actually going to give you a walkthrough of my Modular Journal of Modularity, as per request from a few of my friends, Kate Cavanaugh in particular. And yeah, I'll give you a little bit closer view of it, but here it is. I got it at Staples. They sell them pretty readily, different colors and stuff, whatever. It's called their ARC journals. But what I love about them is that all of these pages come out. Every single one of them, gently. And I'm not saying like precariously gently, but like, you're still dealing with paper. Will literally just peel out just like that. And it's so cool. You just press them along. A little tedious, and if you're gonna have to do like 100 at a time, probably not the best thing to do, but if you're doing one at a time, it's really easy to pull things out and take them out and just rearrange everything, which is what I really love about this. There are these cool inserts. There is a to-do list insert. There is a standard journal insert. And there's also this awesome dot matrix insert, which was what I use for, drawing my cosplay outfits, drawing out like the plans for them, schematics and stuff. I also use it when I'm having to like draw mystical objects for my stories, or maybe like locations, or I'm trying to like get something in my head and try to visualize it to see if it works or not. Because I'm a very visual, tactile person. The reason why I write into my journal as opposed to using a computer is because I like the connection. Obviously, all my writing's gonna have to be digitized eventually, but for the initial draft, my first draft, I think it's best at least for my creativity, it's best to write it all out. Anyway, so I will give you a close walkthrough of it, but first I thought, why not give you a little tour from my seat, because again, I'm trying not to look as much of a lunatic as I actually am. So I'm gonna give you a little tour of this really, really awesome coffee shop I have from my seat, because again, insanity. So let's do that. Anyway, so this is Mudleaf Coffee. As you can see, really large seating area, and from the outside, I'll probably snap a picture of that and display it later. From the outside, it looks rather small. It's a part of a strip center, but it goes so far back. There's a seating area, a little play area for children back there, and I can't show you because over there, let's see if I can do that. There's all the counter and every couples and unorthodox seating. There's also this, if you can tell right there, there's a whole conference room with a couch area, TV you can do, and you can also actually reserve the entire conference room for times. I'm not sure how much it costs. Anyway, I don't really have a need for that. So let me give you a look at my setup. Here is my coffee, my computer, my journal, things. Yeah, just really basic setup. I don't want to overcrowd my stuff. Let me set this up now, and I will give you my walkthrough of my Modular Journal of Modularity. Anyway, I really love this coffee shop. Alright guys, so here's the best bird's eye view I can give you, because, I don't have the best equipment, but this Gorilla Pod hasn't done me wrong right yet, and so sorry for the armature, but I think you get a really good view of what the journal looks like and everything. So at the beginning of it, I have all of my to-do lists, except for I kind of separate them out based on what the category are. So for me, as a student, first and foremost, my homework has to be the front of my mind, otherwise it'll slip my mind, and I've already got an assignment completely missed a deadline because I didn't actually have a planner or anything. And I use this instead of a planner because it just, I organize it better based on what's priority, and instead of wasting a lot of space for every single date having equal space, I can give it the space it needs, and I can update this, make a new one really quickly. It's really cheap to do without having to buy a whole journal. And unfortunately, I've already bought a journal, but it just doesn't work with how I think. So here's my homework list. I call them my to lists because I just basically verbify anything that follows. So my homework, my To Cosplay. It's basically where I list the cosplay I'm working on and then all of the pieces and steps I need to go through to finish that cosplay, and I put this priority list there to say what needs to be done first and when, yada yada yada. Here's my To novel, and this is what I use for keeping track of what I need to be working on for my Project Mar, which needs to be updated because I've already spoken to them, I've already written my scene timeline out. I still need to consolidate a lot. Here's my To YouTube, so these are my current video ideas. So these are all of my video ideas that I'm going to be doing, and hey look, I'm doing this one right now. Alright, next forward, here's my To Hobby list. Touch with it. Alright, here is the first part of cosplay catalog. It's basically all the cosplays that I'm currently working on, or those that are at the top of my list to finish. And as such, Wilbur Robinson from Meet the Robinsons is actually at the top. Here is how I go about organizing that. Just a little insight. Basically all my pieces and prosthetics, I divide that separately because it's a different beast, and I think you can have a successful cosplay without having prosthetics. It just adds a bit of realism for me when I do it that way. And I'm showing you this partially to explain to you that cosplay is a huge thing for me, but on top of that, it's sort of a way to describe how I go about my character development, my world development, and everything. Basically, for me, cosplay is an appreciation of characters that I've seen in novels and movies and comics and films, anime, etc., etc. Some of those terms are redundant, but basically I do cosplay because I love the characters I'm cosplaying, be it I relate to them, I respect them, etc. But in doing so, I like to diagram out different aspects of it. So this is my Wilbur Robinson sculpted wig, and I do an exploded view of all the different steps that I took, and you actually may remember that it was on my desk in all my videos. And here's my diagram for it, all the components and aspects of it. Here is the current state of work. I don't know if you can see it because of the glare. It's the current state of work for it, and then I have the next steps under here. Moving forward, same thing, jeans, statement of work. These are my Wilbur Robinson jeans. With this, when I go about my character design, or when I go about my world design, I like to think of what they wear, how they wear it, why they wear it, what materials they use, and where they're from, because I feel like it adds an extra aspect of realism to the characters when I can imagine what they're wearing and when I can imagine how they're constructed, because there's little nuanced things to what you write if you can know something in that much detail, So I move forward, and then the rest of these are, so for my Lewis Robinson, here is his checklist, yada yada, same components. Here are the shorts I've worked on. I've gotten the muslins down, but I've sort of put that on hold until I finish my Wilbur. My John Constantine, pretty much finished with that, and actually I have some pictures of that on my Instagram. I'll probably link below because it's a pretty good insight into mine. It's actually not a writing Instagram at all, but for me it's going to be my performance and cosplay Instagram, because in another life, and kind of currently, I am an actor, performer, improvisationalist actor. I worked doing a lot of different things, and you'll be able to see insight on that, so I'll link that below. Unstoppable, another one. Milo Thatch, favorite character. This is my second cosplay of him, so it's his scholarly look, what he uses when he's at the university. My first one, which is also on Instagram, is his explorer look, and I have that one almost completely finished. I've worked on prosthetics for it, still getting used to those, and you can check all of that out. Mr. Incredible. So now we are at my 7 C's scene list, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use that as a title of a book or for Project Mar or just the title of the series anyway, but this is the checklist item that I had when I was going through that. So basically these are all of the scene lists and or maybe chapter headings. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if I named chapters, but these are just little short, concise blurbs that explain to me what each scene are, and they'll invoke everything they need to. And I've sort of put them in a tentative order based on that, but it could always change, and that's what I love about this journal. I can tear this out and redo it if I don't like the order. Anyway, so here is how I do my character stuff. I'll write their name, occupation, abilities, their primary goals, and this is what I call a motivation tree. So the top thing on their motivation tree is their primary motivation, right? And from there, it sort of cascades down into all of the next goals they have to achieve the one above it. So it's just like a successive, nesting doll of motivations, which is kind of how people work. They're driven by a primary motivation. To achieve their primary motivation, they have to do something else, they have to do something else before that. So it sort of cascades and lists out like that. So I have that for all my characters, and Naomi, she is a naiad in my story. If you don't know anything about Greek mythology, a naiad is a freshwater elemental, which is rather crucial for my story, covering up little details because it's going to be certain plot twists and reveals, and if and when this book gets published, I don't want to have that just out there and run beforehand. So another character, my shaman character, and I say shaman more like their terminology for monk because I don't mean like an animistic shaman, but yeah, that's what I've chosen. Moving forward, and here's the goddess, one of the goddesses. This is going to be my big bad, and I'm going to show you this just because this little blurb right here is what I do for all of my characters. This part right here, I'm trying to not hide it through the shadows, and I'm sorry that my pencil is so light that it doesn't focus on it, but basically, I don't know if you can tell, but there we go. So on this part, this is what I call, like, it's like a stream of consciousness adjective list where I basically just write out different aspects of her personality, her appearance, her motivations, etc. And it sort of helps me get a figure, an idea, and if I don't limit what I write there, it's just sort of a stream of consciousness to get the juices flowing, as it were. Anyway, moving forward, my scenes. So those, you saw the scene list, which is over there. These are little blurbs that basically will have location, characters involved, and the gist. And the gist isn't necessarily the summary of the scene, it's more so what's achieved, what's the goal of the scene, how does it move the plot forward. So I have that for not all of them, but for some of them, I'm moving from the beginning to the end. It's not going to be sequential, it's just going to be what each scene accomplishes, and then I'll figure out how they tie together later on. This is something else, just like different lore notes, and that's the end of it. But yeah, I really love this journal. I really love how I can just pull something out, put something on it, put it in another place, and just have my journal completely organized how I like it. And for me, this kind of solves the problem of having to recycle journals. So there is that. All right, guys. So thank you for watching. I hope you like the journal. I really love using it. Yeah, I found it at Staples. It's really cheap. Sorry, this isn't an ad for them. I just really liked it, and I find it useful, and I hope maybe you guys would find it useful too. Let me know if there's something about my process that you think I could improve upon, or something you really like about it. Let me know in the comments below. I will also, in the description, I will give my Instagram. Yeah, so sorry about the lighting, it's kind of getting darker, but at least it's not midnight like it normally is when I'm recording. I think I'm also going to record a It's Daylight So I Write sequel vlog. I don't know, I'm going with the naming. Thank you very much, and let me know what you want to hear about. What you want to hear about Project Mar, if you want to hear something more about my process or anything, how I go about character world building, whatever. I know I gave you a little glimpse into it, but I mean, I can talk for hours about my story. I love it so much. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hit subscribe below, hit like, comment on what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. Trust me, I have a thick skin. I've worked in the entertainment industry for about 6 years, so criticism doesn't really hurt me. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, and until next time, see ya. Wait, so actually, guys, I almost forgot. I had promised in my last video that I'd give you a sneak peek of my cosplay, and yes, it's on my Instagram, so I mean, you can look at all of that. But I have a little exclusive video I wanted to show you, so I'm going to link that and attach it to the end of this one, so stay on for a little bit longer, all right? Hey guys, Milo here. So when I rewatched this video, y'all, lack of audio is kind of weird. Anyway, so let me just describe what's going on. This is my Milo Thatch cosplay. These are the prosthetics that were created to sort of enhance it. I am actually just removing them because I stupidly forgot to actually record the application process. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you a little insight into another aspect of me outside of AuthorTube and, you know, languages, but obviously this isn't a language video. Anyway, enjoy, guys, and if you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments below. Thanks again. Bye.